It's broadcasting live from the Hard Rock Cafe in the Valley. 800-222-KABC if you'd like to weigh in. 1-800-222-5222.
Would love to hear from the viewers. I love that it's so close to my home, as you say, in the Valley.
Yeah.
It's nice. Not for you, but for me. And cheers.
And by the way, they're not viewers unless they're staring at the dial. And you can stare at the dial all you want. You're not going to see us at the Hard Rock Cafe in Universal City.
Although, if you go online, you can see some pretty intimate pictures of John Phillips. Do I say
Those
viewers?
were artistic.
Yes, you did it for the art. I have to get used to saying listeners. You're right.
Yes. Now, the conspiracy theorists are out about this missing plane.
Of course they are.
And the first one that really went viral was people saying they were calling the cell phones and the cell phones were ringing instead of going straight to voicemail. Mm-hmm. But it turns out they're probably pathological liars.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't buy anything that they're saying. They said that someone would answer and then they would hear a hang up. So I don't buy that.
Which means if that were to happen, the plane would have had to be somewhere.
And no one's answering their phone.
No one's answering their phones.
No, it's a bad guy. He's got them all roped up somewhere, and he's answering and then hanging up. I mean, what really? It's asinine.
Yes. And then the Chinese are going after the Malaysians because the Chinese are saying that all Malaysians are pathological liars.
There's going to be a lot of conspiracies associated with this until we find out exactly what happened, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. You know who the first one's going to be is Alex Jones.
But
it's going to be the first one. It's the government's in on it or something.
I tend to feel like
Jews.
It doesn't really matter what all the speculation is until we have proof. I mean, we can everyone, I'll bet you'll have 10 different opinions right here in this room or more.
Well, you got to find out where the plane went first.
Well, that's So we really won't know anything for a while.
No, what I can't get over is the fact that they initially thought it was the 9 miles of oil in the ocean.
Right.
And then they're like, no, that has nothing to do with this plane crash. That's 9 miles of oil for something else.
But we're not going to investigate that right now because we don't have time. Leave us alone.
Yeah. Well, what's 9 miles of oil doing in the middle of the ocean?
Just mind your own business.
Off the coast of Vietnam.
Well, whatever. We have things to do.
And then the Vietnamese have said, to hell with it, we're done.
Do you know that before this airline went missing, there have been a few airlines that have gone missing? We talked about Air France in 2009.
We found that one, though. That was at the bottom of the ocean.
It took 2 years.
And in the belly of a whale.
To put 2 years
like
to put
Pinocchio.
all of that together. That's my biggest fear of going that way, by a great white. I am not here to be fish food. Great white? What's your biggest fear? Mine is being eaten by a great white.
Well, if the plane hits the water, then,
No, you're dead on impact.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about
cares?
it being eaten by a great white. But what is yours? Like
you could be eaten by Kirstie Alley. You would know the difference.
What is yours? Like a house fire, mine is a great white. It's never going to happen, by the way, because I don't go in the ocean, so it's not going to happen. I've made sure of that.
You know what? I guess my fear would be I always have nightmares whenever I take melatonin.
Well, yes, I had to stop taking melatonin because it gave me blood-curdling nightmares.
Yeah, you wake up in the middle of the night screaming.
Hello, ladies. You do, and not in the good way.
No.
I like waking up screaming for other things, but not for having nightmares. And melatonin, when I first started the morning shift, I had to get up at 3:30 when I lived in Huntington Beach, and it was a very hard shift for me. It's middle of the night. So I would take the melatonin, and I would drift off, and I would be being chased by a man with a machete in a haunted house full of horrors and, just absolutely blood-curdling nightmares. And they say it on the box. It's one of the side effects for melatonin.
It happens to everyone I know that takes melatonin. Who's taking that crap at this point?
Nobody. Everybody takes the other one.
Ambien.
Oh, my God. That's a bad one. Are they sponsors? Because they're great if they are. But outside of that, I know two people personally. One, she drove over a cliff. No kidding. Ended up in the hospital for 2 years.
How does she not die if you drive off a cliff?
Guy saw her from behind. He was driving at 1 a.m, saw her go over the cliff, called 911. They air rescued her. They asked her, have you been drinking? She said, no, but I think I'm dreaming. I take Ambien. And she's been in a vegetative state since. And the other one was a friend of mine who her husband was addicted to Ambien, and they were doing, very wealthy couple, remodeling their house in Malibu. He got up at 1 a.m., went to go wherever he went, and he fell off the balcony and impaled himself on the fence and died. Yeah, true stories.
That's too bad.
Well, yes, and what I'm saying is Ambien is a very serious drug. When people tell me they take it to sleep, I say find something else.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing it,
Just
especially if you
drink
mix it
yourself.
with alcohol.
Just go get wasted and pass out.
Well, you talk to
Safer.
flight attendants. I was flying back from New York one time, and it was a long flight, and I was bored, so I was talking to flight attendants in the galley, and they said that
Like Chris Kattan? Oh, you haven't seen that video?
Oh, yeah, he had some
wasted.
problems. Well, I was talking to him, and I said, what's the biggest problem that you have on the plane? I was thinking, people that look like they, got off a camel and have a bomb strapped to them. And they said, no, that's not the issue. The issue is people who take Ambien and then mix it with booze.
Uh-oh.
And it's normal people. It's like housewives that do this, that are just going on a flight and they want to sleep through the flight.
Most of them on those housewife shows that you see on Bravo because they're wasted.
Well, you look in their purse; it looks like Graceland.
Pharmaceutical, yeah, exactly.
But they said that people take these meds and they mix it with booze, and then they take a nap and they wake up and they think that they've landed. So they're trying to walk off the plane when the plane is somewhere over Iowa, and so the flight attendants have to talk them back into their seats. So they'll sit down and
they won't try to get off the plane and kill everybody.
Yeah,
it's frightening. I think about living in an apartment. I used to live in an apartment, and I think about all the people that would come home drunk, all the 25-year-old girls and light candles, have sex with their boyfriends, whatever, and then their candle catches fire on the curtains, and then I live in So do I.
They're the worst.
Well, I just don't trust what other people are capable of.
Yeah, especially when you're mixing alcohol and pyrotechnics. That's not a good combo.
Just alcohol and Ambien alone is frightening. That scares me.
All right, speaking of scaring you, this is Midday LA. Jillian Barbary, John Phillips here until 3. It's 1:22 in the afternoon. Much more coming up. This is Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Terry Ray Elmer here for the Laser Dermatology Institute. Look in the mirror. Are you liking those lines around your mouth? Well, they're getting worse. How about the puffiness and the bags under your eyes? They look like pillows and they're getting bigger. You want to get rid of the lines, the puffiness, the bags, the wrinkles, and the loose skin? How about those spots that are making you look older than you really are? I feel your pain. Listen to me. You want to look younger without going under the knife and without any injections? Call Laser Dermatology Institute now. The technology they use at LDI is only available at a few places in the country, and LDI is it. No so-called miracle creams, no cleansers, but state-of-the-art technology that's going to make you look younger after one trip. Your skin's going to be smoother and tighter, and here's a bonus. If you still have acne or leftover scars, those are going to be gone too. Seriously, gone. If you have a kid with acne, geez, what are you waiting for? Call LDI and throw out the Zit Cream. They're going to make your child's face look great. Call LDI now at 800-606-6000, 800-606-6000, 800-606-6000, or book online at laserhq.com.
At 124, John Wolf in the KABC Traffic Center on the 405 northbound at Culver Boulevard had a four-vehicle accident with an HOV and left lanes blocked. Just as we're coming on, I was getting word they may have been getting them off the freeway right now. Let's hope. A lot of fires, 210 westbound between Polk and Roxford in the Sylmar area. Fire department was on the scene. Also 57 northbound and southbound in the Tonner Canyon and Brea Canyon areas. We're blocking lanes of traffic. Talk Radio 790 KABC is the station with dependable traffic. First on the fours, John Wolf. Next report 134 on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Hello, I'm attorney Stephen R. Golden. I sue banks to get the home back if they've wrongfully foreclosed. In most instances they have, or to keep you in the home with a modified loan, a modification, or a new loan if that works best for you. We can stop the sale through litigation, through getting an injunction, keep you in there, get the banks to negotiate a loan modification after you've tried on your own a number of times, or you've gone